everybody, and warm welcome to my channel, Tarot by Izabela. I am very happy to see you here, and I hope you all doing great. Today's video will be an update video for the continent of Africa. And to do this video, I'm going to use my crystal ball, my tarot cards, oracle cards, and some dice. But before we begin, I must thank you all, you wonderful, wonderful viewers, for all of your support to this channel. I am very grateful for all of your comments, your sharing, caring, coffees. Everything that you do is so very helpful, and it really gives a lot of strength, inspiration to continue doing more videos. Well, what about today's video then? So I'm gonna start the video, and here I have a map of half of the continent of Africa. Why? I'm gonna explain that soon. And here I have just very short facts about Africa. There's so much to say about Africa, so I'm not gonna go into a lot of facts about Africa, since that would take more than one video to do, but I'm gonna today just concentrate on the countries above the equator. And there are a lot of countries in Africa. But I also must, before I begin this reading, warn against a fake Tarot by Izabela channel. Remember, please, I only have one channel, and this is this one, with the ID number Tarot by Izabela 209. There is another channel that steals my videos, changes them a little bit, and pretends to be me. And they are called Tarot by Izabela Podcast. This is not my channel. They are scammers. And as I said, they steal my videos. So please be careful if you join that channel. Believe me, it's me. It's not me. And I have reported this channel many times to YouTube, but still I see the channel is up, so I don't know what the deal is there. But anyway, just so you will be aware. And I never ask for anything. I don't ask for your personal information. I don't ask for money, and I don't send you emails in case you have sent me an email first. And the correct email address to me, you will find it down in the description. And I don't have any social media like on Facebook, TikTok, or whatever. I only have one backup channel on Rumble in case something happens to this channel, and the description to that channel the link to that channel you will also find in the description. And I also have a Telegram group, and there is more like we meet up a little bit and discuss different topics, and I don't answer any specific questions there and so on. I don't do any big predictions. Sometimes I take some cards on a important question, and I can publish the answers on the Telegram channel. Well, what's more? About Africa. Yeah. I'm gonna read the short facts first here. And well, the African continent is a very big continent. It's the second largest in the world, and the first largest continent is Asia. And Asia is around 44.6 million square kilometers, and Africa, the continent Africa, is around 30.3 million square kilometers. And there are some misconceptions, because many times when you see a map, Africa seems so much smaller than it actually is. And a lot of explanations to that. I think it's more, the correct one is that the Western countries wanted to diminish African continent, like it's not so big, and the maps are quite distorted. And in Africa, there are around 54 countries, sovereign countries. And it also includes a number of territories and regions that are disputed. But until today's date, there are 54 sovereign countries. Mm. And if you look at the continent of Africa, it's large enough to fit the United States, China, India, Japan, and much of Europe within its borders. So it's a very, very huge continent. And also in Africa, there are around 2,000 to 2,100 living languages. And it makes it one of the most linguistically diverse continents in the world. So there are a lot of different people, tribes, languages, cultures. It's so very, very diverse. And since there are more than 54 countries in Africa, I have chosen to make this Update Africa in 2 parts. So this will be part 1. And in part 1, I'm gonna concentrate on countries above the equator. And that will be Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia, South Sudan, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Chad, Nigeria, Niger, Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, Mali, Mauritian, and Western Sahara. Morocco, we also have Morocco here, yeah, and Tunisia. So there are a lot of countries. And this map I will have in front of me when I do the reading, in case I see something going on in some of those countries. And since there are so many countries, I cannot promise that all of those countries will come up in this reading. I cannot decide what the crystal ball and the cards want to show me. So whatever comes up, I will pass it further to you. And next month I will be doing Update Africa Part 2, and then we will have the other countries, including South Africa and let's see what the other countries are. Just a moment. South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Angola, and so on. So there will be a lot of countries for Update Part 2. I also need to say that I need to concentrate for a few moments on my crystal ball. And after that, I'm gonna do the crystal ball reading. And then when I'm finished with the crystal ball, I'm gonna take some cards. As I said, I never know in advance what comes up. And when I see something in the crystal ball, it can be something like pictures or short movie clips, something symbolical. Could also be something I hear, smell, I taste, feel, and so on. So whatever impression I get or whatever feeling, I will also say it further to you. Okay? So let's start this reading, Update for Africa, Part 1. First, I will concentrate and soon we start. Okay. Just give me a few seconds. Glasses on, and let's see what we can find. First I saw Egypt. And I saw earthquake coming in over Egypt. Maybe there are not so many earthquakes in Egypt, I don't know. But I saw an earthquake, and it's like around the Nile, the river Nile. Because I see the water going up and down like waves because of that quake. Time is difficult to predict on, but it doesn't feel so far away in time. It feels like it could be weeks, could be a month or two, something like that. That could be quite scary. And of course, around Egypt, I see new discoveries regarding our ancient history. Even though the mainstream archaeologists are trying to hide it, it will come up to the open. More and more proof of our past history that is totally different what is told in the history books. And that also goes for Tunisia. They will find some very big connection with Egypt and Tunisia. Some strange discoveries there. And the whole North African region, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria and Morocco. They have been oppressed, the people have been oppressed for many, many years. And still the Western countries are trying to rob them. But more and more that will be stopped. And I see people waking up in those countries, saying no to many strange things, and it's like they want the country back. All of those countries have a lot of riches, but unfortunately a lot of those riches have disappeared abroad, making the population poor, and also making a lot of the population wanting to move abroad to find job and financially have a better life. Mali and Burkina Faso will start a very close cooperation. They will work together to improve their countries. And they will also join with Ghana and the Ivory Coast. So that region, those countries could become like, and Togo and Benin, that area could become like a united something, a little bit like EU but an African version. That will help both Mali, Burkina Faso, even Niger to have the access to the coast. And all of those countries will benefit with that union. And when they start that union, other countries would like to follow. Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia and Ivory Coast. They want to join that because they will see that the populations of those African countries, the poverty will disappear There will be no need for foreign aid. And I see those countries rise quite quickly. And this autumn, winter and spring, I see big changes in those countries. And that will scare a lot of European countries, yeah, the Union. They are not just Africans. They are sovereign citizens of their countries, and they want what's best for their citizens, their countries first. So big changes are coming to that area. In South Sudan and Central African Republic, and even in Sudan, in the southern parts of Sudan, the Western powers want to start some big conflict, just because with that conflict they can take control of certain oil and other natural natural resources in that area. But this time they will not succeed as they had done in other past eras or periods. This time the populations of those countries, they will rise against the invaders or fake mercenaries or whatever they put here to cause suffering and problems for the population of those countries. So there will be some kind of revolution or payback. And a lot of foreigners will have to flee those countries, especially those involved in the different strange corporations that fuel conflicts just to gain more power over those regions. Unfortunately, Nigeria, in that area, there could be a tragic flight accident. Nigeria will also start to invest a lot of money in infrastructure and better health care for their people, some kind of pension, some kind of financial relief for the poor people. And I see many job opportunities. And Niger, there are a lot of areas even in Niger that are desert. And that will also change, because I see Niger, the country of Niger, begin to flourish. I see big patches of green in the desert and people cultivating and growing fruits and crops and vegetables, and I see happy, smiling faces. Again and again, I see Burkina Faso, and Burkina Faso will have a very important role for all of the other countries in Africa. The other countries are watching Burkina Faso very closely to see what changes is going on there, and they will try to mimic whatever is going on there. And there will be new leaders rising in all countries, leaders that are clean leaders, that are not taking bribes from Western countries or strange things, and that really want to improve the standard of living for their citizens. So Burkina Faso will be very much in the headlights. Even if we here in the Western countries, we don't hear so much about Burkina Faso. In African countries, it's on the news always, almost every day. And people are seeing it and they are talking about it, and they also want to have similar changes into their countries. In a desert area, it could be in the south Algeria, south of Libya, north of Chad and north of Niger, somewhere there. There could be a quite big meteorite that will fall down, and that will be a big bang, of course, but it is in a desert area and there is no people living there anyway, but still it will be a very bright light, and that space rock will be quite big, and it will be worth a fortune because meteorites from outer space, they are worth quite a lot. So there could be a little conflict about who's gonna take care of that space rock. Cameroon will also come up in the news. And in Cameroon I see like shamans, African doctors, traditional African doctors, and a lot of stories and tales from past times regarding what is going on in the world today, and also regarding visitors from the sky. And those stories will circulate since we will have more and more proof of visitors from other planets or star systems that is coming up. In Ethiopia, very big hidden secrets regarding religion and Christianity and the Jewish religion will come up. There is a lot of hidden records, a lot of old scripts and rolls and written evidence that is hidden for the people. Even the archaeologists don't know about it because there have been like secret orders that have been passed through generations, and the secrets within those orders, and how to preserve the true history. Some of those secrets, it will be soon time for them to come up, and it will be quite shocking, even if Western PhD doctors in whatever, they will try to say, oh, that's nothing, we know better. No. There is a lot of evidence there of very, very important secret that will come up, that will rock the whole Christian world, the whole Muslim world, and also the whole Jewish religion. So that could really turn them around or break them apart. So they're very, very important secrets. In Somalia, it seems there's gonna be change of government that will really take care a lot take care of the pirates and corruption and the big criminality that is going on in that country. So a big cleanup will start in Somalia. And it will not be with silk gloves on, no, it will be quite tough. And new kind of trades and jobs will be introduced to the people so they can live of it a good life. So they will not be tempted to do piracy or things like that. Whatever happened to Libya a couple of years ago when they killed the leader Gaddafi, there will rise a leader similar to him that will really, really do what he can for the Libyan population. So riches will return to the country, stability will return to the country, and this leader will be loved, very, very loved of the citizens. Yeah. In Algeria and Morocco, I see like old traditions will come alive again. Old ways, traditional ways to dress yourself in colorful materials and jewelry. So a little bit like going back, but still be in the modern world. Traditions that was beneficial, not suppressing for, especially for the women, but empowering them. And overall in those countries, and different view of the value of women. And more there will be forbidden female circumcision, because it's still very much alive in many of those countries, especially in Egypt and many of the Eastern African countries, and even the Western African countries. So that will be forbidden, totally forbidden. And the origin of it will also be exposed, and all the dangers with that horrific procedure. In the country of Niger, I see big deposit. They will find big deposit of oil and gold. And no foreign companies will be allowed to dig it up. It will be like the government will take care of it, and whatever riches will come from it, it will be distributed to the people. And as I said, the union, some kind of union, will be made with different countries, and everyone will benefit of it, and they will hire African companies to dig it out. Not Western companies, African companies, African workers. Yeah. And the salary for the African workers will be much higher than what a Western company would give them. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, now I'm gonna take some cards for this region to see if the cards have something more to say. Okay. For the central and northern part of Africa. And yes, for those who wonder, I have a new desk, a new table. So I changed a little bit, and I really like this one. It's like an old-fashioned vintage table for Africa, and some oracle cards. And some dice. This was blank. I need another one. I don't know what that is. I have to throw it again. Oh, flying carpet. Okay. Lemon, doctor. And the cards and dice, they look like this. Let's see what we got here. In the tarot cards, we have Queen of Coins, the World, Nine of Coins, Seven of Wands, and the Tower. On the Oracle cards, we have Accident, Crossroads, we have Co-creation, Meetings, False Person. On the dice we have a slice of lemon or orange, slice of a citrus fruit, Doctor, Flying Carpet, Waste, Baby, and Heavy. Well, according to the cards, it confirms a little bit what I saw in the crystal ball. I will begin on the last cards. Fourth person, Tower, and Heavy. All that falseness, all that corruption, all that Western influence will fall down like the Tower. And it will be a heavy blow for a lot of companies, a lot of Western countries, when they cannot take advantage of many African countries anymore. Because they were giving aid to a lot of African countries. We're gonna help you, but you have to give us this and this and this. And a lot of African countries will begin to refuse the aid and keep the country's treasures to themselves and give it to their people, not to the pockets of big Western companies. So all that falseness will fall down. They will try to, when a lot of these corrupt countries and corporations, when they see that their power is starting to go away, they will have big meetings. They will try to start conflicts and wars, and they will even attack children. But they will not succeed, because their time is coming to an end, and everything what the Western countries have done and all that, also with the little ones, we have baby here, they will not be able to use the little ones for a lot of very, very evil things. In the center we have co-creation, we have 9 of coins and waste, and many African countries will start to work together, create new futures, and the money will not go to waste in pockets of very rich people. No, it will be used for the benefit of their own citizens. African continent, especially the northern part, when I look at the one that I look at today, will come to a crossroad very soon. A new start for African countries, a new beginning. And there will be a lot of cooperation, They will work together with modern medicine, but also with the shaman medicine, the herbs, the doctors, the African doctors that have a lot of knowledge of their country's herbs, and they have been curing people thousands of years, and they will try to work together to make a more healthcare that suits for their people. And the question of women will also come up. It has been very, very sour, very, very bad for a lot of women in many of those African countries. But their role and their importance will rise, and they will gain more respect and more appreciation for their contribution and their hard work. Now I'm gonna take some last cards for this reading. Update Africa Part 1. Some last cards. and some dice. And the last cards, they look like this. So let's see what we have here in the last cards. We have the Sun, Nine of Cups, the Magician. On the Oracle cards we have Success in Love, Shark, Take care of, or there will be a loss of material wealth. Main female. On the dice we have Heavy, Muck, and a Diamond. As last words, a love for their country, a love for their culture and their population will rise in every country in Africa. They have been, the people in a lot of African countries have been under a very heavy weight for a very long time. And the light will shine again and hope will come back to the people in most of the African countries. The evil ones, the big corporations, those that have sucked Africa dry, they will try to start revolutions, start wars, start conflicts in many countries. They will not succeed because the people will rise up and they will throw many foreigners out of their countries, especially those who are there to rob them. And there will be a big success story for most of the African countries. And again, we have female magician and a diamond. The women in African countries, their role will change. They will be appreciated. They will be cherished like diamonds. Their role will grow, and also the respect for their work and their importance to keep the countries going. Overall, there are big changes coming for the African countries, the northern part anyway. Well, that were my last words for this reading, Update Africa Part 1. And to all of you wonderful viewers out there, I want to thank you so much for watching, and hopefully